All right, after 5 seasons, Raising Kanan has ended, and personally, I think it's one of the best spin-offs in the Power universe so far. But it also got me thinking: if the characters from Raising Kanan were actual brands, who would they be? First up, we got Rock. Rock is like Nike. She's the category leader, meaning she controls the ecosystem. Everybody's either trying to work with her, or compete against her, or try to take her spot. And if she's that, then Kanan is like Jordan Brand. Now, if we remember, Jordan Brand was almost a sub brand under Nike for maybe like 10 years. And eventually, Jordan Brand gets enough cultural power to where it's on the same level as Nike. And that's kind of been Rock and Kanan's relationship. He's a standalone brand, she's a standalone brand. Let's go to Unique. Now, Unique is like Coca-Cola. Coke has lasted over 100 years, and part of the reason it's lasted so long is its ability to assess the competitive landscape and adjust based on that. Unique has looked at the landscape throughout all 5 seasons and realized when it's time for him to bounce, when it's time for him to take somebody out, when it's time for him to partner up, and he outlived everybody. You don't get that unless you understand how to look at the landscape and where you fit in the mix of things. And I think that's something him and Coke have in common. All right, from there you got Marvin. Marvin is more like Ford. Ford is dependable. It's one of the brands that's a pillar of American culture. It's held up society. And Marvin has been like that for the Thomas family. He had his own character arc that he had to go through, but at the same time, he was just someone you could depend on and you knew he was going to come through. Which brings us to our other brother, Lou. He reminds me of Crocs because Crocs had a period of time where Crocs hit rock bottom in culture and then it made its ascent again through streetwear. It kind of rebranded itself and now it has sort of cultural cachet in a different area than it had before. That's the same with Lou. Lou hit rock bottom, then he rebranded himself, ended up in the music industry, and now he has cultural cachet in a place that he didn't have it before until Kanan, is what it is. All right, from there, I think I want to go to Snap and Pops. Now, Snap and Pops are like LVMH. They are premium. They have institutional knowledge and cultural capital and relationships that set them far above the competition. They're so insulated that they don't necessarily have to worry about an incumbent or a newcomer like Rock. And because of that, they have this air about themselves. They're old school, if you will. All right, moving from there, we got to go with Juke. Juke reminds me of Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren as a brand is very amorphous. It could be high fashion, it could be streetwear. And the same thing with Jukebox. She could be grimy, but then she could be in a girl group. She could still show up as who she needed to be, more or less. And that's the same thing with Ralph Lauren and Polo. There's so much versatility to Ralph Lauren, and then there's still like those premium labels like Purple Label and whatnot. I think we can wrap things up with Breeze. Now, Breeze is a category disruptor. He's one of those people who comes into his category and completely disrupts the whole thing. So Breeze would be more like a Liquid Death or an Open AI. Snap and Pops bring Breeze in and have him work with Kanan, but even after a while, you can kind of see they can't really control him. That's how category disruptors are. They bring an entirely new energy to their category in a crazy way. I think I got everybody on this go around, but let me know. I could do a part 2. Peace.